The Burisma recordings. Apparently, a Burisma executive, and this is an energy company in the Ukraine, I think, paid Joe and Hunter Biden $5 million. And there are audio recordings, 17, I believe, audio recordings of the conversations. President Biden, it looked like he just sort of laughed off this question from a reporter, and he's done that several times now on these on the bribery scandal, if you will, kind of a chuckle, and he'll say, "Where's the money?" And it is a little off-putting to me. So joining us now, political strategist, commentator from Young Voices, Andrew Donaldson. We're going to talk about this a little bit. Andrew, welcome to your Morning Wake-Up.
Morning. Glad to be with you.
It is off-putting to see the President of the United States sort of chuckle away this, as if to say, now, and maybe I'm reading into it, but whenever someone just sort of chuckles at something like that, it's as if to say, oh, come on, you don't even know. You're not worthy of my time. You see what I mean?
You're not saying the guy famous for saying "come on, man" might be pushing people off verbally, would you? I mean, we have 50 years of book on Joe Biden. Joe has two public persona modes when he's out talking to the media. He has "all shucks, Uncle Joe, Sheriff Joe, laugh it off," which is what he was using here. And then when that doesn't work, or he's in a bad mood, or he gets caught up or something, you get that "F you, Joe," that's really surly and ugly. Yeah, and he gets really ugly quick. This has been his public persona forever. So if you asked me ahead of time and said, how's Joe Biden going to react to this question, this is exactly how I would say he would react to it, although he did a good job stringing words together into coherent sentences. Sometimes that's a problem. This is exactly how he always reacts to these things. He laughs it off. It's the Uncle Joe character, and it's consistent with how he always does with this. And usually it works for him. He skates by with a whole lot of crazy stuff, everything from going to cure cancer to plagiarism to running for president. He gets away with this stuff, and this has worked well for him for 50 years. He's going to keep doing it.
Yeah. Are there tapes? Have we heard these? I haven't heard any of the any clips or anything.
No, nobody had them. Here's the deal. This got in the media mostly and brought back up because Senator Chuck Grassley came out and talked about and said, hey, I've seen the form where this guy says this. This comes off of what's called a 1023 form, which is basically it's like a tip sheet form. It's an FBI agent or somebody in the FBI saying, hey, we have this asset. We talked to him about other things. They say this happened. Okay, so this isn't verified. It's like, hey, this guy that we know and we talked to about probably other matters, he's probably some kind of an asset of some kind. He said it happened. He was a executive of Burisma. Some folks are floating his name out there, but we don't know that for sure either, so we'll just leave it at Burisma executive. We know Hunter Biden was on the board of Burisma up until 2019, so that all tracks. But nobody's actually heard the tapes. So if you're going to turn this into a full-blown investigation to really get traction, we're either going to have to hear the tapes or they're going to have to produce and get testimony from this guy. And as you've already seen, this is already classified stuff for a couple different reasons that we don't know of. It's going to be a hard lift to actually get those tapes.
So to say that there are tapes, and who's in possession of them?
Well, that's the thing. You don't know. And, again, this is speculation on my part, but this guy wasn't talking to them specifically about Hunter and Joe Biden. This is somebody that's known to American authorities for some other reason, and we'll leave it at that. But obviously they know who this guy was, and they were probably talking about something else. And he goes, hey, by the way, I also know this, and that's how that got on that form. So do they even exist? If they exist, have you heard them? Nobody's heard them yet. Allegedly, two of them have Joe himself, and the rest of them are on Hunter. We know Hunter's a messed up person who's been drifting off his family name for years. You got something, but we're a couple steps down the road from that. That's why you need to investigate it and see how much validity there is to this.
So is this going to move forward then, or is this going to be dead in the water since, well, we don't have the tapes, you can't produce them, so
Probably going to wind up that way. You're going to really get traction on this, you're going to have to get the tapes, you're going to have to get the guy, or you're going to have to get somebody credible that's heard the tapes, and all three of those are going to be tough. Plus, as we've already seen in other court cases, any kind of a judicial operation that's going to have classified documents gets messy really, really fast because then you get stuff redacted and whatever, and who knows what else. Burisma is kind of a snake pit of corruption, so who knows what else this particular individual's tied up in or if he's even available. It's going to be really, really hard, but I suspect that's why Chuck Grassley came out and said it publicly to stir it up. He wants this out there knowing it's going to be a really hard case to make.
Andrew Donaldson's with us from Young Voices. He's a political strategist, etc. Is any of this even going to affect 2024 at all? Well, it depends how far down the road it gets, I guess.
It does, and probably not a whole lot. I know there's a lot of folks. Look, you have active members of the Republican Congress that want to impeach Joe Biden for something. This probably isn't this something, but if they get something else, they'll lump this in there with it. I don't know how much noise it's going to make. Of course, it's going to get counterbalanced with all the Trump legal action that's going on, too. Again, if you get the tape, you get somebody viable that's heard a tape, or you get this guy, and so then you really got a mess on his hand for the president. Short of those three things, this is probably not going to go real far, especially in a split Congress.
Yeah. How much, just in our last, say 40 seconds, tell me this 30 seconds, how much of this is just political saber rattling as far as, oh, yeah, you're taking our lead guy to court? Well, guess what? We're going to come up with stuff on you.
A lot, but the problem, that's Biden's own fault because he's got 50 years of mess, and he has plagiarism scandals, and he's fast and loose with the truth. So some of this he brought on himself. But yeah, this is going to be tit for tat for everybody right now because everything goes to court. Everybody wants to impeach everybody. This is kind of just a new paradigm for a while, I think.
Wow, we're headed down a crazy path, have been for a while. Andrew Donaldson, Young Voices, political strategist, commentator, and guest here on your Morning Wake Up. We're up on time, Andy. Thanks a lot for your time. Have a great weekend. Hey, are you a dad?
Thank you, sir.
You got
Appreciate
kids?
It.
You got kids?
I do.
Hey, happy Father's Day.
Yep.
Happy Father's Day. All right, have a great weekend, buddy.
Yes, sir. Take care.
1320 WILS.